So good morning, everyone. So today we are going to start with a very new and very important concepts in C++, that is operator overloading and type conversions. Okay. Uh, you can say this operator overloading is a unique concept in C++. Okay. Unlike C++, not all object-oriented programming follows this concept of operator overloading. That's why I have said it is a unique concept in C++. Java does not have a concept of operator overloading. That is the difference between C++ and Java, that C++ has the concept of operator overloading, but Java does not have the concept of operator overloading. Okay. In a similar way, Python also does not have a concept of operator overloading. So it is a unique concept, right? So as the name suggests, operator overloading means it is a process by which we can overload the operators. Now, we have already discussed about the operators in C++. Most of the operators similar with the C programming. Some of the operators are very new. Those operators I have also discussed. If you remember, I discussed about that scope resolution operator. I have discussed about that pointer to member operator or member to pointer operator. This kind of operators I have already discussed to you, which are new in C++. Now, operator overloading is a process by which we can overload the task of an operator. That means an operator task is predefined in the built-in types of C++. That is actually used to happen in for all case of programming languages. Okay, like C, Java, all have a specific set of built-in type operators, and those operators have some specific task. But here, with the help of this operator overloading concepts, we can overload it, the task of the operator, with some new task. That means the operator, suppose the operator plus is working. Generally, the task of the operator, binary operator plus, is adding two numbers. So here, instead of adding two numbers, we can also do some other kind of operations by using that plus operator. So operator overloading is one of the many exciting features in C++ language, and it is an important technique that has enhanced the power of the C++ language or the extensibility of the C++ language. And there are several user-defined data types and operators are available in C++, and the mechanism of that means the C++ permit us to add, suppose by the help of plus operator, it permits us to add two variables of user-defined types with the same syntax that is applied to the basic types. So this operator overloading provides a flexible option for the creation of new definition for the most of the C++ operators. Okay, so we can create our own definitions on the existing C++ operators by using the technique of operator overloading. So I have already told that is operator overloading is a unique concept in C++. It is not available in other object-oriented programming languages like Java, Python, etc. But the thing is that, let me share the screen. I hope the screen is visible to everyone. Okay. So what is operator overloading? Operator overloading is a specific case of polymorphism. As all of we know that we have already learned about constructor overloading. If you remember constructor overloading, what is the technique of the constructor overloading? You can declare multiple constructor with the same name, but due to the different types of arguments you are passing within those constructor or different numbers of arguments you are passing within those constructor, we can differentiate the jobs or the tasks among those constructors. Okay, so that is called constructor overloading. And any kind of overloading concept is called polymorphism. In future, we will learn about polymorphism. Polymorphism is nothing but a function overloading. It's called polymorphism. So it is one kind of this operator overloading is also one kind of polymorphism, where some or all operators like plus, equal to, or equal to are treated as polymorphic functions, and as such have different behaviors depending on the type of its arguments. Okay, whatever arguments you are passing. So here, in operator overloading, we will treat the operator as a polymorphic function. You will see that in operator overloading, I will show you the code that we will, while we are overloading that operator, we will treat those operator as a function. I repeat again, while we are overloading, trying to overload the operator, we treat those operator as a polymorphic function or as a function, a special kind of function. Now, operator overloading is specific case of polymorphism, which I have already discussed. And operator overloading gives us the opportunity to redefine the C++ language. So we can, so obviously, you can understand the power or the extensibility of the C++ due to this property of operator overloading. It will helps us to redefine the C++ language again. So C++ permit us to add two variables of user-defined types with the same syntax that is applied to the basic data types. Now, operator overloading restrictions. So what are the restrictions are there during operator overloading? What are the things that you should not do? That precedence of an operator cannot be changed. Operator precedence cannot be changed. Okay, that means the division operator is the highest precedence, then the multiplication, then the plus, then the minus. So operator precedence you have to maintain. Associativity of an operator cannot be changed. We cannot change the associativity of the operator. Additive or the number of operands cannot be changed. That means if there is a unary operator, can anyone give me an example of some unary operators? Binary operator, all of you know, plus, minus, star. These are the binary operators. Minus. Yes, very good. The increment decrement operator, if you remember, plus, plus, minus, minus, is unary operators. Okay, unary operators. Now, minus, the minus operator we will generally use for binary operators. But here I will show you the minus operator we can use as a unary operator to change the sign of an operand. What I have told, generally we use minus operator, my dash operator, to represent the subtraction between two operands that we are generally do. But here, with the help of the operator overloading concept, I will show you that dash operator or the minus operator is working to change the sign of a variable. Okay. I will show you that program. So unary and binary version can be overloaded separately. Okay, obviously unary operator will be overloaded separately and binary operator will also overloaded separately. I will show you separate overloading. So we cannot create a new operator. That is also a restriction. So you think that said, can we use suppose a semicolon, or you can say any other operator that does not exist in C++? Can we create that operator and overload the operator with the new operations? No, we cannot do that. We can only do the operator overloading on the existing operators, which C++ built-in type or user-defined operator have. Okay. Now, cannot change how two integers are added produces a syntax error. Okay, no overloading operators for built-in types. Now, what are the operators on which we cannot apply the operator overloading, and what are the operators on which we can apply the overloaded? So this is the slide. The operators which we cannot overload, cannot be overloaded. These are the four operators in C++ which we cannot be overloaded. Very important. The first operator is class member access operator. That means the dot operator. Okay, object dot class. That dot operator cannot be overloaded. And the dot star operator cannot be overloaded. Then scope resolution operator cannot be overloaded. Can any one of you please write in the Google our WhatsApp group that they should join in this link? Oops, with C++ lecture 7. Okay, I think they are joining with a wrong link. Any one of you please write this. The new candidate should join with with C++ lecture 7. Okay. Okay. So these are the operators which cannot be overloaded. Size of operator, as all of you know, what is the job of a size of operator? It will actually return the size of the data type which you are passed as an argument of this operator. So that operator cannot be overloaded. Then the condition operator, which is also called ternary operator. As all of you know that ternary operator is generally used to check if and else condition. To check if else conditions. So the ternary operator or conditional operator to check conditions and then take decision either true or false. So these operators cannot be overloaded. So these are the 4 operators which cannot be overloaded. That means for which you cannot create an overloading polymorphic functions. Okay. All the other operators can be overloaded in C++. So you have to remember these are the 4 operators which cannot be overloaded, and all the other operators can be overloaded. Clear? Achha. Now, how we can do the operator overloading? That is very, very important. How we can do the operator overloading? So, to define an additional task of an operator to an operator, we must specify what it means in relation to the class to which the operator is applied. Okay? And this is done with the help of a specific function, and the function called operator function. This one. Look at the function very carefully. Look at the function very carefully. This is the operator polymorphic function or overloaded function. How we can overload an operator with the help of a function in C++. Okay. As for example, vector operator plus vector. Okay. So vector is nothing but a data type of a class. Vector is nothing but a data type of a class. Okay. So return type, class name, then scope resolution operator, then operator OP, argument list if it has any argument list, and then the function body or the overloaded body of the operator or the task that you want to redefine for that particular operator. So this must have a return type value, return some specified operations, and OP is the operator which is being overloaded. OP is the operator which is being overloaded, and OP is preceded by the keyword operator. Okay, which is nothing but a function name. Here operator is a keyword, but which is nothing but is working like a function name, and OP is your operator. So suppose if you want to overload the unary operator, suppose plus plus, so you will write operator, then instead of OP you will write plus plus here. Or if you want to overload the operator minus, then you have to write operator instead of OP minus. But one thing you should remember, to define an additional task to an operator, you have to specify the relationship of that operator and the class in which it is defined or for which it is applied. Okay. So this operator function, so this is the general way of defining an operator function, but there are 2 ways are there, okay, by which this operator function can be defined. One is operator function can be defined either as a normal member function, non-static normal member function, or this operator function can also be defined as a friend function. So there is also a role of a friend function in operator overloading. I will show you both the cases. Today I will show you the general function, how the operator overloading can be done with the help of general function, and in the next class I will show how the operator overloading can be done with the help of friend function. Okay. So the basic difference between this a friend function will have only 1 argument for unary operators and 2 arguments for binary operators, while a normal member function has no arguments for unary operators and 1 argument for the binary operators. That is the basic difference. That is the basic difference. Okay. So let's check one example. This is the operator overloading process is written in a statement that you have to create a class that defines the data type that is to be used in the overloading operations. Second, declare the operator function operator OP function form in the public part of the class. In the public part of the class. So declaration of the operator should be done in the public part, not in the private part. Second, define the operator function to implement the required operations. Okay, then you will have to define the body of the operator functions. Okay, overloading unary operators. So consider unary minus operator that changes the sign of the operand. This is the most simplest program of overloading a unary operator, that is minus operator. So we all of you know the job of the minus operator, but here we are overloading the minus operator, which actually working to change the sign of the operand. The operand on which this operator will be applied, it will actually change the sign of that operand. So the unary minus when applied to an object should change the sign of each of its data items. Repeat, I am repeating these lines. Everyone read this line carefully. The unary minus when applied to an object should change the sign of each of its data items. Okay. So let's check the program. This is a unary operator program. Try to understand it. Okay.
Your screen is stuck. Hello.
Sorry for the interruption. Am I audible right now?
Yes, sir.
Interruption. There's a problem in the network. Okay. So in this program, I am intended to show you the use of a unary operator. So what we have learned about the unary operator, here my main objective is to overloading the minus operator. Here objective is to overload the minus operator. That means the operator is implemented as a changing sign of the operand operator. That means the unary minus when applied to an object should change the sign of each of its data item. Should change the sign of each of its data item. So let's check it out. Here I have defined one class uni, whose name is uni. Try to understand. Okay. I have defined three variable in a private section. Then I have defined public section. I have first defined the one normal member function, that is get data, where three variables will be passed as argument ABC. Then I have defined a normal member function display. Okay, that whatever pass that will be displayed through this display member functions. Okay, and this is the operator overloading function declaration. I have already told operator overloading function should be declared at the public part, not the private part. Okay, so void operator, then which operator I want to overload? Minus. So that's why I have given the minus. Operator is a keyword, then followed by the operator sign or symbol which we want to overload. Then the declaration. Okay. Now we have defined all these three methods explicitly. So this declaration is clear to everyone. It will be stored into these three class variable XYZ, whatever value we are passing. Now in this display operation, we are printing the value of those three class variable XYZ, right? And this is the definition of the operator overloading. Operator overloading definition. To try to understand in operator overloading definitions, we'll have to use the class name, data type followed by the class name, which I have already show you is the general form of operator overloading definition. Return type, then the class name, then scope resolution, then the operator keyword followed by the operator and the argument list it has. So here, for sake of simplicity, I didn't use in argument list. So operator keyword is there, then followed by the minus. Okay. So x equal to minus x equal to minus x, y equal to minus y, and z equal to minus z. So whatever value you are passing as an argument, with the help of this operator overloading, we will convert all the arguments, whatever argument you are passing, into its corresponding negative sign, means sign change. We will perform the sign change, not negative sign, we will perform sign change. So here we will create an object of the class as u. Then we will call the get data function by passing these three value for the a, b, c respectively. Okay, plus 10, plus 20, and minus. Then we will simply print the display function. That means what will be the value before the operator overloading I. Okay. Now this is the statement by which we will apply the operator overloading, invoking or calling the operator overloading function. Try to understand this statement. If we want to overload the operator, unary operator, then how we can do? The general form is that you will have to use the operator first, then followed by the object, then followed by the object. That is the first way, one way of invoking the operator overloading function. First operator, then give space, then object of the class for which the operator has been defined. So for which class the operator has been defined or overloaded? Uni class. So which one is the object of the uni class? U, right? So this object should be U, and which operator will be overloaded? That operator will be given as minus. Okay, object, operator, then object. Or we can define in such a way, object, then followed by the operator. Any one of the way you can follow. And this is for unary definitions. One thing you have to understood, this is for unary operator call. Binary, in case of binary, this is different. Clear? Up to this clear, then after the operator call, we will simply display the functions. That means whether the sign change is occurring successfully or not, that we will check after doing the operator overloading call. Is it clear to everyone? Tell me. Any doubt? Any problem? Let me run this code. Check it out. So what are the arguments we have passed? 10, 20, 30. So before operator overloading, it will show 10, 20, and minus 50. After operator overloading, look, the sign has been changed. Minus 10, minus 20, 50. Is it clear to everyone? Tell me. Any doubt? Any problem? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Any doubt? Any kind of problem? Is it clear to everyone? So you can imagine that how much powerful the C++ language is, that we can do such kind of operator definition. Obviously, these operators must be an existing operator. We cannot create a new operator, which I have already told you. But that is a very unique feature in C++, which is not applicable in any other language. Okay, and it makes C++ more powerful or extensible, that we can define the job of the operator from our own way with the help of operator overloading. So try to understand. This is the operator overloading declaration. This is the operator overloading definition with the help of class name. Then we will do the operations, whatever we want to do. And then how we can invoke the operator overloading functions by using this way. But this is applicable for unary operator. Remember, this is applicable for unary operator. Either you can do minus u or you can do u minus. Both are applicable. both are applicable, but primary expression before token. Semicolon. Acha. There may be some problem. Okay, we will follow this approach. Okay, we will follow this approach. No problem. First operator and then followed by the object. Okay, operator then followed by the object. Okay. Now there is one more program where you are trying to overload the increment and decrement operators for displaying the next and previous date for the given date. Suppose you have given a class date, so while you are applying the increment operator, it will give you the next date, and while you are applying the decrement operator, it will give you the previous date. Okay, so let's check it out. One more program that we will do here with the help of increment and decrement. It is also a unary operator. All of you agree with it? So here I have defined a class, declare a class incre decree, and within this class, here I have done the inside the class definition. In the previous program, we have done outside the class definition explicitly. Here I have done implicit class definition. Okay, so this is a normal method, void, accept. These two are the operator overloading methods. We are going to overload these two operators, minus minus and plus plus, and we will overload in such a way: a minus minus, b minus minus, a plus plus, b plus plus, and we will do the display functions. Okay, now we are going to call the object or create the object of this incre decree class by id. Then we will call the accept function. Then we will invoke the first decrement operator, invoking decrement minus minus operator. All of you know we'll have to use the operator sign, then followed by the object of that class. Okay, after decrementing, how it will look like, that's why we will call the display function. Then we will do the increment, invoking the increment operator, and this increment operator I have invoked two times. And after increment, how it will look like, that we will check. Okay, so here a and b value they are demanding from user end. That means through terminal we will have to give the values of a and b, and then it will perform decrement and increment, two increments. Okay, so the enter first two numbers. Suppose the first number is 20 and the second number is 30. Look, so after first decrement, it will do 19 and 29, and the increment has been done twice because we have called the invoke the increment function two times, increment operator overloading two times. So that's why 21 and 31. Clear? Is it clear to everyone? This is the operator overloading of increment and decrement. That is also a unary operator. This is an example of operator overloading of minus operator. That I am not going to discuss it. The similar kind of examples we are applying here to calculate the distance with the help of feet and inches. We are going to calculate the distance between two data points. Okay, that operation we have done with the help of operator minus operator overloading. Now I will show you the operator overloading for the binary operators, right? Like plus. As all of you know, the plus is a binary operators. Now how we can overload those operators with the help of operator overloading functions. Okay, so as unary operator is overloaded, we can also overload a binary operator. Similarly, we can also overload a binary operator. We have also already seen how a unary operator like minus or you can say minus minus plus plus can be overloaded. In the similar way, we can also overload the binary operators. So a binary operator plus can be overloaded to add two objects rather than adding two variables. So with the help of binary operator plus, we are going to add two objects instead of two variables. Two variables is a general function that the built-in or user-defined binary operators will do. And here we are doing addition of two objects. Okay. So using operator, overloading a function name, suppose sum of a comma b, and can be replaced by c equal to a plus b. So this thing you need to understand during the binary operator overloading. Let's check it out. Here I have what I am doing. I am doing here object addition instead of a variable addition. Here we will do object addition by the help of this binary operator overloading, class operator overloading. So here I have created one class complex where there are two variables. One is used for real part, another one is used for imaginary part. Okay, as the complex number is, everyone you know the structure of a complex number. So this is a complex constructor is called, right? With these two value r and I, one for real part, another for imaginary. This is the initialized value. Okay, and that value will be replaced. That value will be initialized with these two class variable, real and imaginary. Now, this is automatically called when the plus is used with between the two complex objects. So this is the definition of the plus operator overloading. Here is the definition for the plus operator. Actually, I did the definition within the class, so that's why we don't require declaration and definition in two different ways. Okay, inside the class, I have defined the entire operator overloading function, and print function I have done to print the imaginary and real part. So what is the job of the operator overloading function? Check out the operator overloading function. What is the argument that we are passing of that operator overloading function? The argument is an object type, the reference of an object. If you remember, through the friend function, we will do the same thing. So here we can also use the friend function to do this job. That's why I have told that instead of member function, we can also use member function, but instead of member function, if you want, if you can also use a friend function to do this job, because we are passing the reference of an object. If you remember, the friend function always accept the reference of an object. It will not accept the variable directly. So this is the object of the complex class. Now here we have created complex class object res, and that object dot real part and object dot real part will be added with the previous real part. The addition we have done is the object addition. The addition which we have done here is an object addition instead of variable addition, because we have used a dot operator to access to add the object part values. So look at the function. So C1 is the object, and this actually called the constructor. This actually called the constructor. Okay, C1 for C1 object. So this is a constructor call, and C2 is another object of the complex class. This is another constructor call with the value 2 and 4. So this is a real value 2, and 4 is for the imaginary value. In the same way, 10 is the real value, 5 is the imaginary value. Now this is the actual statement of the invoking the operator, binary operator overloading functions. Look at the statement very, very carefully. C3 equal to C1 plus C2. C3 equal to C1 plus C2. What does it mean? It can be written equivalently as C3 equal to C1 dot operator plus C2. It can be written in such a way, in such a fashion. Okay, this statement you can interpret as this statement. So C3 is an object of the complex class. C1 is the real part, and C2 is an imaginary part which you will pass as an object of the complex function. So this ampersand object is equivalent to the C2 object. Which one is C2 object? This one is C2 object, which has two values 2 and 4. Okay, and which one is C1 object? This one is C1 object, which is also two values 10 and 5. So after this, we will use the C3 object to print to call the print function. If we run this code, we will get this part. So can you do that addition? 12 plus I9. How it will come? Can anyone tell me? 12 plus I9, that is the output. How it will come? 12 plus I9, how it will come? Any one of you? This is the output we have seen after running this code. Very simple. How this 12 has arrived at the output? Tell me. How this 12 has arrived at the 12 is the real part, I9 is the imaginary part. I think all of you understand. This is a complex number, right? So how this 12 has arrived? Anyone? Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How this 12 has arrived?
It added two value like 10 plus 2.
Yes. So it will pass the C1. So actually it will pass the two real part, 10 and 2. So we will do the addition, object addition. So here ampersand object means which object? C2, right? So C2 dot real plus real. Which one is the real part? That first part, that the constructor which you have passed. So this R is nothing but a 10. And then that 10 will be added with object dot real. So which one is object dot real? C2 dot real. And which one is C2 dot real? This one. Real will represent C1. Okay. And this object dot real will represent C2 dot real. That is the concept. Okay. So C1 means what? The constructor is calling, complex constructor is calling with the help of object C1 by passing the real value 10. So this constructor will invoke and the R value will be 10. That will be stored into real part. So this real part must have a value 10. And while we are overloading this function, we are passing the object. Which object we are passing? This one, C2 object. So C2 dot real, that means which part? This one, 2. So C2 dot real is nothing but a 2. So here 10 plus 2 means what? Total 12. 10 plus 2 means what? Total 12. So output of this part is 12. In the similar way, the output of the part, imaginary part is 9 because 5 plus 4, that means 9. And I have added I during the print because I have to represent it as a complex number. So I9. So that will be the output of this addition. So I think you have understood how the plus operator is also working as a object addition. That is the first addition definition that you have defined for the plus operator. Plus operator is generally used for integer or floating additions, variable additions. But here I have used plus operator with the help of overloaded operator function as a object addition. Clear? Tell me, is it clear to everyone? Any problem, any doubt, you can discuss with me. Is it clear to everyone?